Hi everyone, we're going to be starting a magazine cover today. I'll just show you a few things around Photoshop. Some you might know, some will be revision. Mine's going to be based on this one. You need to have some sort of research on one that you like the layout of, and we'll model it with, from that magazine cover. Now you can see here we've got the focal point here, we see the title, we see the date, we see the website. We've got all these different sorts of fonts. We've got outlines on this font. We've got this A here modified. We've got a barcode, logo, sort of headings with subheadings here to tell the people, tell the viewers what's in this magazine to get the target audience interested. So I'm just going to use this as a basis for my one here. So I'm going to work fairly quickly, but you can pause and go back at any stage. So I've already chosen a couple of images, the Eureka Skydeck here, and the graffiti of the Melbourne lanes. So both Melbourne but different sorts of areas. I'm going to create a new layer, hover over there, you can see create a new layer. But here's another way, create new layer. If you're not sure about any of this, always just go to the top. It's much easier to go create new layer, or you can see at times you might want to duplicate your layer. You can go there, so create new layer. This actually I probably won't need for a bit later, but what I need to do is put this one over onto there. You've got to make sure you can see both windows. Mine's a Mac, yours a PC you're working on. That's going to be a little bit different. Just ask for that one. I'm just going to drag this across. Okay, you can see it's very small. That's going to happen for all of you when you're doing this. So we need to go to Edit up the top there and transform, free transform or transform. I'm going to transform the scale. You can rotate, skew, distort, perspective, all sorts of different things to suit what your needs. It's all about play, just learning a few things and then playing with it. So this is a chain link here. Now, if I didn't use that, if I didn't click that, I could stretch that all the way around. Now, I don't want it to go out of proportion, so I'm going to undo that. I'm going to do that again, and this time scale, meaning the size of it, that's linked. So if I stretch it, it's not going to go out of proportion. Now, I don't want the whole picture in this. I'm looking at this one here. I'm going to have a couple of different things going on. So I'll drag that down. I want to see the majority of that. We'll see. I'm just playing around. It's not going to be a masterpiece here. Okay, we have that one there. Now I want this also here. Now it's going to be, just check, yep. Drag that on. So this here at the top, move tool. All this is our tools palette. You'll get used to a few of these in this tutorial. Drag this across. Okay, again, edit, transform, scale, lock the chain link, and then you can drag that across. Now, of course, this is looking fairly strange at this stage, and I don't really know what I'm going to be doing with it, to be honest, too much, but I'm going to keep it like that at this moment. I'm going to call mine bit of text. If you want text, T for text. You can see here if you got the names, but you got that one in brackets, T for tool. So I just press T for tool. It's much quicker. I'm going to choose a fairly bold font. I have probably different ones than you guys here. Okay, let's just use this engravers one. Not large enough, but we can change it again. A lot of word sort of type things there. Spelling might work. Okay, when you've done your text, you always need to go back to this one. It's sort of like the default to stop it, and then you just need to resize. I'm going to free transform this because I want to actually mess with it in whatever way. You can put it upside down, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm going to just put that here. So let's have a look at the other one. Not the same yet, but it's got the fairly large font there and a main image down the bottom. Later on I'll need to do some different things up the top. I'm going to actually create a bit of a drop shadow like they've done, and I'm going to use this marquee tool. So this one here, you can select, you can delete certain layers if you're on an active layer. I can drag that down and I can delete certain areas. At this stage I'm going to fill it with white. So edit, fill, and you've got these options here. White, you can use colour, black and white, grey, whatever suits. Okay. Now, why did I do that? I'm not sure. Let's go back. I need to do that on a different layer. So that's where I wanted to do this here. Fill that. Let's do that again quickly. Fill white. Okay. Why on a different layer now? I can double click in here, the layer styles. You've done this before, and I'm going to give it a bit of a drop shadow like you've seen. Now that needs to be above on the other magazine one there. Okay, so it's got a drop shadow there. I've just created that drop shadow there. Just drag this text down a bit. Okay, I'm going to use a mask here, a layer mask. You can see that halfway down, or just about halfway down, it says reveal all, hide all. Now, that's where I'm going to play between these two. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing with it yet, but I'm going to blend between the two. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to drag the opacity down on this one so I can sort of see what's going on, and then I'm going to go layer, mask, and reveal all. Now see here, this is active, now it's not. Okay, this and that must have the little box around it. If I use the brush or the eraser, it's going to not erase the actual image but create a mask over the top. Okay, so you can see here this, I'm just enlarging this one here. You can enlarge in through this, or I'm just using the hard arrows, the hard brackets there, creating a mask so you can start to see the city behind a bit more. Maybe you want a bit more of that wall back. So it's going to be this crazy sort of mix of these two images here. So a bit more of that there. Okay, I think that's going to be okay for that. I'm just saving that. Always save as you go along. All right, let's have a look. We need, how'd they do that? Let's say text. Let's get, okay, it's just a bit slow there. Bit of lag, as you kids would say. Maybe I'm going to put the text over here because I want the building there. I'm going to use a white font, so any colours you just choose here. Could have it red, whatever. I'm just going to fairly simple white. Enlarging that a bit more to 60, and change the font to something much more simple, but it needs to be a bit bold. Okay, so alternative bold. The sky's the limit. Okay, needs to be, I'm going to take this, I'm just going to say sky's the limit. Somehow relevant to this there. Okay, a little bit, okay, sky's the limit. Let's have a look. Okay, could be larger, could be moved around, so I'm going to take this one here, I'm going to cut that. I'm going to create a new text layer. I'm getting distracted by the bell here. You could do this separately at the start, of course, and it's probably more sensible to do that. But okay, now we've got sky's the limit, and they're all on different ones. This is, you can tell where those are. Now, I can drag these around depending on what's on there. So sky, I'm going to overlap like the other one, limit. I think this can be even much larger. Skies can be a little bit larger. Okay. Now I'm going to create, you can see a line around that. Alright. How do you do that? Back to those layer styles. So skies, I need to click on each one. Stroke, now that's always default to red. Make sure it's click blue. I'm making it a black one. Okay. How big do I want it? That's up to, that's fine. Okay, stroke again. There. Have to click in the blue, not in the word. Alright. I'm going to have to get a coffee here in a minute. Alright, so the sky's the limit. So I'm starting to get a magazine cover that could work similar to this one. I need to come up with different fonts, different titles. I need to come up with a date and a sort of a volume. I need to maybe have a website. You can see they've got different lines through here. That's simple enough to teach a bit later, but I think that's going to be enough for today. Thank you.